How's it going, gamers? Chongo here, and today I've got a different sort of video for you guys, and it's going to be the top 5 reasons to be excited about Steam Machines, what Valve has recently announced. So let's get into it. So if you haven't heard yet, Steam Machines is a new thing Valve has recently announced as of today, and this is basically what the Steam Box was rumored to be a long time ago. It's going to be an upgradable PC that you can buy and put in your living room, and it's going to have very many different manufacturers. So it's not just going to be Valve making these, this is going to be anyone who wants to make one of these, and they're all going to be running with the Steam OS that they announced a couple of days ago, which is a Linux-based system, and it's primarily designed for gaming, so it's going to hopefully, get rid of all these issues that you do have when you game on a Windows PC, and hopefully be able to run games better. Now, one of the reasons to be excited is that you don't actually have to buy this new Steam machine to be able to use the Steam OS that they have announced. You can use your already built gaming PC, although they haven't really gone into full detail about it yet. That one of the questions on their website says, if you're pretty happy with your gaming setup, do you have to buy a new piece of hardware? And they say no, everything we've been doing with Steam for the last 10 years will continue to move forward. So they haven't spoken about it too much, but I'm assuming since the Steam OS is going to be free and you can download it, you can download that on your PC and play anything that these new Steam machines are going to play on there. So if people start to focus a little bit more on the Steam OS and you've got a gaming PC, you don't have to worry, you can just download Steam OS and play those games on your PC to begin with. Number 4, more variety when you choose your Steam machine. So what I mean by this is that there's going to be many different options out there on the market, like the Valve one is obviously going to be there, so you can buy that Steam machine if you want, but there'll also be other manufacturers making these consoles that you can go and buy, which I think is really awesome because there's bound to be ones that are obviously a little bit cheaper, but don't have the higher graphics or the higher frame rates, and then there's other ones that you can buy that are obviously going to cost you more, but you're going to be playing higher qualities of games. So this seems it's going to tailor to most people, whereas if you go to buy, a PlayStation 4 or an Xbox One, you get one thing, that's it, you can't change it, you can't, pay a little bit less and just, get the graphics down a little bit, it's just, that is your whole thing there. But I think this kind of system is really cool because it means that, you can upgrade it as you go along, and that's fine. But I think the Valve one they've said is more about, you can just upgrade it a lot easier than the other manufacturers' ones. But obviously that's going to depend what happens next year. We're going to have to wait and see what kind of things these manufacturers are going to release, if there's going to be as upgradable as the Valve one, or if they're going to be a little bit more closed off. But I think it would be quite silly to release a Steam machine that wasn't really upgradable because, as I said, when you do have PC games, they do try and push the hardware, so at some point it will be outdated, so you think that'd make it easy for you to upgrade it. So I think that's what's probably going to end up happening. Number 3, you could make and upgrade your own Steam machine. So this is really cool that I think you do not have to buy the pre-made ones that you can go to the shop and get it, or however they're going to launch them, but you can make your own version of it, which I think is really awesome. Since it is just an operating system, you can add that onto anything, and that also goes to what I said before, you can just add that to your PC, the operating system, so you can do it like that. You don't need to buy a certain box. But I still think it's good to go through and look at these Steam machines that they are going to release and see if any of them are going to benefit you, or if you don't like them you can just go with whatever. But I mean, it's always good to see what they're going to have predetermined, because I think it probably will be a bit cheaper since the operating system running on them will be SteamOS straight up. It won't be Windows or anything like that. But I mean, you could always build your own PC and just put SteamOS on there to start with instead of bothering with Windows or anything like that. But I think it's a lot better than consoles, because I mean, I've bought GTA 5 and I've been playing that on my PlayStation, but I'd really like to play it on PC or something where I could have a little bit more frame rate as well as better graphics, but I can't do that. Whereas if it was on a Steam machine, I could, because I could just, upgrade the console itself. Now, the second last reason to be excited about Steam machines is that it is going to be good competition for the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4, and competition is always good because it means both the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4 will have to step up their game if this Steam machine does launch well and it is successful, which at the moment I think it sounds like it could be. It's got some really good ideas in place. The only problem is it does have a few cons, like they need to be able to release upgrades that are easier for people to do, and it's not going to be something as complicated as upgrading your own PC, because console gamers would prefer something that's easy. That's why they go and get a console. So it'll be interesting to see how Valve does this in the near future, and I think it's going to be very interesting to see how SteamOS and the Steam machines do play out. Now, the number 1 reason to be excited for Steam machines is that it may mean that developers are going to make more games for the SteamOS itself, because they will see it as a platform. Now, I think this one will depend how successful Steam machines are, Kickstarter, because it's going to take a while for developers and publishers to decide to put their games on this. But if it does launch really well and people are just buying so many different Steam machines to play these games on it, I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing games come out for the Steam OS as well as the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One. And this will mean, like I said before, that you can just play these on your gaming PC if you already own one. So it's awesome if you are looking at getting a Steam machine, and it's awesome if you do already own a gaming PC. Anyway, this brings me out of my video on the Steam machines. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a like, and if you've got any comments about Steam machines or anything like that, put it down below. And if you want to join the Gamerhood, just subscribe. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time.